he's not a stupid man. So he is really leaning into Trumpism, knowing what the base wants. And that scares me. I mean, he actually tweeted out about the young man that was killed on the subway with a chokehold by a former Marine. Jordan Neely, he actually is fundraising for his defense, and he's made $2 million already for killing a young black man.
Hey, before we start the video, I have a question for you. Do you want a free 5G Samsung Galaxy phone? I just want to know the answer to that. Do you want a free phone? Well, you know, in the past, people say you get a free phone and then you got an activation fee and you got this and the contract and all this. You don't have to worry about that with Pure Talk. All you have to do is go sign up today. You'll get unlimited talk, unlimited text, unlimited data for $55 a month. I tell them that these are crackhead prices. $55 a month, you get all of that unlimited, and you will get a free 5G Galaxy or Samsung Galaxy phone. All you have to do is dial pound 250 and say Brandon Tatum. Pound 250 and say Brandon Tatum. And you heard me right. Unlimited talk, text, and data on America's most reliable network. How do you know, Mr. Tatum? Because I have a Pure Talk phone. Dial pound 250 and say Brandon Tatum. Get your phone today. Link is in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live, make a video. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. I want to play this clip from Sunny Hostin, who's, you know, she is the gift that keeps giving. Whenever I'm like, man, what do I want to talk about today? What is some crazy, outrageous stuff that I know people are going to fall out their chair if they heard it? Sunny Hostin is literally throwing layups. She has the most assists ever in the game of politics. She's literally throwing up easy shots. She's doing slow balls. What do you call it? If the softball, she's throwing softballs. That's what it is. Slow pitch, because softballs are nowhere near as moving as fast as baseballs. And I know that some women that play softball will probably be upset with me by saying that, but I have to say baseball is much harder than softball. Anyway, and I can't play neither one of them, so let me move on from that one. Let's go to clip one of Sunny Hostin and hear how ridiculous she sounds, talking about Ron DeSantis and the Marine who ended up choking that guy.
Business of otherizing people. But I will say what scares me about Ron DeSantis is that he offers Trumpism without Trump. So those people that are so repelled by Donald Trump, and there are many people, won't be as repelled by him, I think. And those manufactured culture issues seem to be very effective with that base, that particular base, and part of the Republican Party as well, definitely the right-wing part. But I think that he can be effective. And let's remember, he's a lawyer. He's Harvard and Yale trained and educated. He's not a stupid man. So he is really leaning into Trumpism, knowing what the base wants, and that scares me. I mean, he actually tweeted out about the young man that was killed on the subway with a chokehold by a former Marine. Jordan Neely, he actually is fundraising for his defense, and he's made $2 million already for killing a young black man. And you have Ron DeSantis, who's a lawyer, who says he is actually not not a vigilante, that he's this great guy, when in New York it's just a reckless killing, and he was reckless in doing that. So for a lawyer to say what we're hearing Ron DeSantis just tells me how dangerous he is.
No, you're dumb. That's what this really is about. Dumb, the dumb, dumb, dumb. That's exactly what Sunny Hostin is. Lady, put your thinking cap on for just 1 second. First of all, I don't like to even call the man an ex-Marine, because once a Marine, always a Marine. He's a Marine. The Marine did what any good Marine would do, and that's protect the public. You shared the give, send, go of Daniel Penny, this former Marine up in New York, who defended people on the subway. The give, send, go went through the roof. You were criticized for it. President Trump said he wasn't going to say anything about it yet, but a lot of people believe this man is a hero. Would you just like to comment on that situation, what happened in New York with that Marine defending people on the subway?
Well, look, as a vet, vets look out for other vets. And what we can't have in our society is inmates running the asylum. And what you saw in the subway was you saw a guy that was very dangerous. He was putting people in harm's way. He was boasting that he may do harm. And I think to be able to step in as a good Samaritan and protect people, I think that that's something that was the right thing to do. And I don't think he should be prosecuted. I think you have a prosecutor there that sides with the criminal element over law-abiding citizens. And when people have the temerity to fight back against the criminal element, he goes after them. And so hopefully with him raising all this money, he's going to be able to beat this case. I hope the charges are dropped, but if they're not, I think he's going to be able to win in the end.
If the man was just on the train trying to dance like Michael Jackson, then nobody would care. But the man threatened to kill people on the train. He has already had a history of violence. Now, the Marine didn't have to know that, but you can tell with the signs and symptoms of his character and behavior that he had the propensity to become violent. So much so that he said, I don't care about dying today. What are you saying to people when you walk on a train in desperation and say, I don't care about dying today. I don't care if I go to prison for life. What can you do to go to prison for life, ladies and gentlemen? Kill other people? He said he don't care about going for life. He don't care about going back to jail. That would have been his 43rd arrest. All the Marine did was restrain him. And if they had police available like they should on the transit system, the Marine wouldn't have had to do nothing. That could have been a police officer that could have stood in the gap. But the good Marine decided to step up in the face of adversity and protect and serve on the homeland. The vow that you make as a Marine in the military, the vow that you make as a police officer is for the rest of your life. It's not just, hey, while y'all paying me this check, I vow to uphold the Constitution and all that stuff. It's for life. I'm going to serve and protect for the rest of my life. I can't undo what I've learned and what I've been trained to do. It's instinctual. A man of valor see that there's a possibility that someone is going to hurt another person. He steps up and does what he's supposed to do. Shout out to the Marine who's raised over $2 million. And my family gave $1,000 to his fund. And then we helped raise other monies to go directly to him because his fund and Give, Send, Go is going to his lawyers. Now, he going to need a lot of money because they probably going to try to run him through the dirt. However, we raise money to give directly to him and his family. Now, we have the money in a bank account, and if somehow his family don't respond to us, we'll just put it right into his lawyer fund. But our objective is let them pay for the lawyer stuff, and then the family's still going to need some money to live, and hopefully they have enough money to survive if all else hit the fan, and the man got to lay low. But I don't think it's a problem with Ron DeSantis fundraising for him, because the stupid amongst us, the people who are mindless and sheepish, they think the Marine did something wrong. The people who are informed amongst us, the people who are logical, who have common sense, they can see it for what it is. The man was just being restrained. What other way do you want the Marine to restrain him? Because clearly the man resisted until he died. You think if he'd have let him go, somehow he'd have got up and said, oh, man, okay, I want to be normal again. I'm not going to hurt nobody. I was just playing. If he didn't really have the ability or necessity to hurt somebody, he would have given up when he was restrained the first time, in the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. And I don't want to hear anybody talk about a chokehold. Now, I said choked because people are associated. I don't believe that that's a choke. I've seen people get choked out before, and that's not a choke. Just because a man got his arm around the bottom of your chin, maybe your neck, don't necessarily mean the man is choking you. And over time, you exhausting yourself. And I would argue that the man probably had drugs on board, but they're not going to tell you that part. They're going to rule that it was a homicide. And people that understand homicides know that it does not necessarily mean that you're guilty of killing somebody. It just means that the death was involved with another person. It was caused by another person. because people get the word homicide and they go, oh, see, that mean guilt. No, it doesn't. That just mean you died at the hands of another human being. If it's self-defense, your death is ruled a homicide. But it was a justified homicide. It's a difference. There's homicide, there's natural causes, then there's suicide, and then there's the unknown death. But there's no different designation with self-defense and intentional murder. On the autopsy, somebody killed you, and therefore is ruled a homicide. That means you were killed by another person. So anyway, I'm getting down to 1 minute. But we got a whole bunch of other stuff I want to talk about. So y'all hold the phone. I'll be back after the break.